Ooh, whatto chaps, I'm MagicalMike and welcome to a Halo 3 legendary speedrun of The Covenant, played on MCC with mouse and keyboard, recorded back through theatre mode with deaths and checkpoint reverts edited out. First things first, charge your Spartan laser as soon as you exit the Pelican here and aim at that brute, and hopefully you'll get rid of him, and then just take out all of these grunts with your battle rifle. The original run here took 30 minutes, that guy behind me almost taking me out there, would have been a hero grunt. And the edited run here takes 17 minutes 45, so again, make sure to grab these sticks, these spike grenades and this bubble shield, because we're going to need them, and toss the spikes on these two things, these two shade turrets here, and take out the grunts as you see fit with your battle rifle, saving Spartan laser for specific things. Covenant, very long mission, very difficult. Again, if you get about 30 minutes, you've done pretty well. I think again it's a 20-minute part-time, but frankly we're going to have a lot of time to do stuff with many time saves that we've done in previous levels and the next two levels to allow us to do a lot of mistakes in the Covenant, and frankly with it being such a long and difficult mission there's gonna be mistakes. It's very difficult to get it perfect. Anyway, these two brutes, feel free to use your frags against them. Feel free even to pick up one of the plasma pistols that's lying on the ground here to get a noob combo. And then we're going to Spartan laser the gold brute and avoid this power drain, which I forgot the name of in the arc. There we go. I didn't know until that specific run right here that they explode when they're done. So today I learned. Well, not quite today, this was done a little while ago at this point. Anyway, saving the rest of our ammo here with the Spartan laser, and we're just going to go up, and if this guy's still alive, just punch him a couple of times and he'll be dead. We want his fuel rod for our battle rifle, and we're going to jump on the anti-air wraith and just punch it down to death. Great! We should have a few shots left with our Spartan laser, and we ideally want to get these two banshees. One shot, one kill. And hopefully 2 shots, 2 kills. Nope, we missed that one. These are hard shots to get, and if you miss them, again, not a huge deal. It will make driving this Warthog a little more difficult because they do shoot you as you go, and the Banshee bombs can totally throw you off, but hey, hopefully you get them, and with mouse and keyboard it is easier. With a controller it's extremely difficult. As you can see, that one's still alive, and I don't think it's going to hit us, but just take this route and drive off. Keeping close to the cliff so that shade can't hit us and the jackals can't disable us with their charged shots, and then we're just going to duck around the back of these trees and drive up this area. I think extremely good players can clear the beach in under a minute, which is insane to me. I think it took nearly 2 minutes for me to do that in this run. If you're trying to optimise that much, then yikes, but not, again, I've said many times, not a huge deal. Splatter this grunt, jump out, swap your empty Spartan laser for a sniper, for a beam rifle, and jump in his ghost that he was going to get, and just boost towards this shade and the wraith. Just go absolutely ham towards them and don't get killed. Slow down here, and then make sure that you don't tip over, and just boost directly into this. At some point you will have picked up a bubble shield, toss it out as you jump out of your ghost to avoid all that mess that's going on in that. These grunts shouldn't kill you, but just hop up here onto these boxes and crouch jump up here, grab the power drain, that's important, and kill these grunts. Hopefully don't overheat your beam and do actually hit the shots, and don't use too much ammo, because you need it. Jump on to the lift and start doing circles, because grenades will come flying towards you when you least expect it, and will magically home in on you and you'll have a bad time. So just do circles and they shouldn't do that. Swap to your fuel rod, and we're going to toss out this power drain towards the middle of these brutes over here, and then shoot a fuel rod at it, which will blow it up, hopefully killing most of the brutes over there. Kill this guy on the right, the guy on the left should already be dead, moving towards this guy, and again circling around this guy and smacking him, hopefully grabbing his invincibility. If he didn't drop an invincibility, he will have dropped a flare, or he might have used it, in which case you want to grab one of the regens that should be in this room. I just noticed that I didn't kill that guy on the left, so we're just going to go and finish him off right now. A couple of back smacks, or a couple of smacks to the face really. Anyway, we want his hammer, our beam rifle, hopefully an invincibility, and if not, failing that, then we can get a regen that should be in one of the corners of this room. Hopefully the brutes didn't throw them all. Anyway, with all of that, we're going to use the invincibility or the regen to make this escape a little easier. Again, invincibility is the easiest because, I mean, you're invincible, but a regen will work. You'll just get shot a lot. So, jump off this elevator and hopefully don't get slowed down there. Hit your invincibility, don't get stuck, don't get killed. Hell, even hammer these guys if you think they're a problem, which I do. And then we're going to just jump out the door and grab this cloaking. Very important that we grab that cloaking. Also, I don't think you can pick it up while you're invincible, but we need that for the end of the level. Yeah, we're not going to use equipment up until the end of the level, so keep hold of it and don't accidentally use it. Make sure that you don't accidentally use it in the hornets coming up too, especially if you're using a controller at this point. Some control setups, I think, have like fly up or fly down in the hornet, bound to the same button that equipment usage is, and you can actually use equipment while you're in a hornet, which I found out by watching Achievement Hunter do Lasso, which was a fun series. Anyway, grab the Warthog because it's faster downhill and most of this drive is downhill. Try not to hit anything, this is tougher than it looks. These rocks will flip you over and do all sorts of bad stuff, and I think some of the jackals are alive still here. And just drive down. Tough drive, but a fun little rally experience there in the Rally Hog, and jump out. Wait for this Odst to get out of his hornet and jump in. There's a few strategies with this hornet. The way I like to do it is to just ignore all the enemies, stay as low as possible, don't touch the water of course because you'll crash and burn and die, and you don't want to do that because that'll waste all your time, and checkpoints are few and far between at this point. And just stay low, and we're going to hopefully not get shot by the banshees, but oftentimes you will. I just got hit there. If you don't get hit throughout this whole section, then you'll get a checkpoint, and that's good, in case you make any mistakes here. Or, alternatively, just don't make mistakes. Forehead. Yeah, easy said than done. Sometimes the banshees are much more aggressive than this. So we're just flying up, ignoring all the combat. It's certainly fun to do the combat in this section because of the music and all the atmosphere is great, but we're just going to take our hornet, head towards this left hand side, jump out, grab our beam rifle, and there should be a few brutes coming towards us, which we're just going to snipe. Make sure that we have as much ammo as possible here. Wasn't sure if he was dead. Grab the grenades on the ground, and then just kill the brutes if you see that they're in the way. Otherwise, forget it. Swapping to frags, and to the hammer here on the right, we're going to bounce a frag off the floor. Kill as many bugs as we can. Second one if need be. Even third, use plasmas here. And then we're going to, when they're all dead, use a hammer crouch jump to get up on the lift here. Again, I made that look relatively easy. It's not. It's really not an easy trick to do unless you're actually well versed in hammer jumps. But yeah, hopefully you got a bunch of sniper ammo. If you got a killing air with the drones, then you should be good, and they'll leave you alone. These guys, snipe them, just snipe them. Make sure that you don't touch the guy with the turret at the back there until you absolutely are absolutely sure that you can kill him with enough ammo that you've got. There should be 4 or 5 invisible brutes here. If you're good with your sniper and not terrible like me, then you'll kill them all with all these shots and have an easy time. I have 5 shots left, 4 shots left now with my beam. So I decide I need to use that on this dude because it's much more important. So we're just going to headshot him. Make sure that you are placing your shots well, because you do need to hit him. 1, that's 2 to knock his hat off. Wait for it, miss, and then a third will kill him. If you're out of ammo at this point, that's fine, grab a needler. If there's still anyone left, just unload a needler into these invisible guys. Don't get hit by a bunch of stuff, and grab a plasma rifle, because it's a little better for dealing with, yep, you guessed it, the flood. Okay, cutscenes. There's a whole lot going on in that cutscene, but we're just going to ignore all that, skip it, and jump over here and ignore all of the flood. Hopefully they won't kill you. If they do jump onto the lift, then just take them out like this. Often a melee will be enough. They're quite squishy flood in this game. As long as they don't have shields anyway. Sometimes while you're going down this this elevator, if you're in the middle of it, you'll get a checkpoint. I'm not so lucky, so we're just going to make a run for it, ignoring all the enemies because they're preoccupied with the flood at this point. Looking at the radar here, if there's a bunch of enemies, chuck a plasma to take them all out and swap this gun for a battle rifle. Otherwise you can make a run for it and just grab the rifle and run. Don't get fuel rodded by that captain and just absolutely leg it doing slide jumps down here to hopefully not die and go a bit faster. Hopefully the arbiter will distract all the enemies there for you. Otherwise it's a tough time because Captain Fuel Rod Man will absolutely wreck your face. And I've had it happen many times and lost many runs to that guy. He sucks, so just run away and don't deal with him. Okay, grabbing the Gorse Hog here, and you don't have to wait for the Marines, but since it gives you more health, I opted to. It was only a few seconds time loss, not a huge deal again. We're just going to drive past the Prowler and all these dudes. Not really taking on any combat here, because we just don't want to, because that's a lot of time wasted. Follow the path I'm taking, just drop down here, avoiding all the shade turrets, the prowlers, the wraiths, all sorts of bad stuff. And we're going to slot between these two huge boulders here and drive up this cliff to just avoid a whole ton of combat that we don't need to do. Making sure that when you're driving towards the edge of the cliff here, slow down. Slow down a lot because you will hit a fall timer if you go down here too quickly. So just pump the brakes a bunch and drop down here quickly but not too fast. Safely is the word I wanted. Hornets inbound. We do actually want the Hornets, believe it or not. This section took me so many attempts. This is why my original run takes 30 minutes and why the edit takes 17:45. Because this is tough. I wasted more than 10 minutes here just getting this wrong a bunch. Frankly, try and land on this as easily as possible. Jump onto it and wait. If you hit this shield too quickly, you will fly off into the void and just die. So we don't want that. Now then, back up here, we're going to jump onto the thing. Hopefully your Hornet hasn't been destroyed by the other guys all over the place, shooting fuel rods and scarab guns all over the place. It happens a lot, and I'm going to play this one safe. There's the fuel rod guys all shooting. I'm going to play this one safe by killing all of these guys that are on the top. And hopefully the Banshees and the Ghosts and the Prowlers and everything on the bottom don't attack you as well. Tough stuff. Just playing it nice and safe, waiting until this thing stops turning, because I don't want to drop off the Scarab and have no way of getting back up. Instead of just dropping onto the leg, I actually opt to walk down the pathway here. And we're going to do the same thing, just take out the shield, and then you can just drop off and make a run for it towards that centre pillar thingy area, the central ramp I should say. But instead I am actually going to jump back into my Hornet and make a run for it there, because it is safer. Remember, there are ghosts and prowlers and stuff doing the rounds, so we're going to take out these guys. Just take out the grunts that are in the driver's seats, because we actually want to take one of them. There's that prowler there. Don't die here, because you won't have a checkpoint until before those scarabs, and that will suck. It'll suck a lot, in fact. Yeah. Epic section, but my god, is it hard to get that quickly. Another time save here, you can take the Arbiter's shields down with your Ghost and then just shoot him with your battle rifle. I think we've got a battle rifle at this point. We do, yeah, we should do. I forgot and started doing it too late, so whatever. You would have skipped all this dialogue and you'll be able to get onto the bridge faster. Boosting down the bridge, and there should be an invisible wall at this doorway, so park the Ghost in there, move back a little bit and use the grav hammer to smash the Ghost a little further in, which will allow you to get in. You notice here it's quite difficult to drive the Ghost, there's some weird force stopping it. And then it forces you out at that point. And you should get this Cortana thing happening during the cutscene with Truth here, which you can skip. And you'll have it happening and glitching out here, but it saves some time driving the Ghost through there. Here we want to take out these two grunts that have fuel rods way at the back. And there is a trick here by positioning this box in such a way, this ammo crate, where you can do a hammer launch off it and end up... That's the weakest hammer launch I've ever seen in my life, by the way. I've practiced that a couple of times, couldn't get it, so whatever. This section isn't too difficult. But you can end up pretty much where those two grunts with the fuel rods ended up, where we shot them, if you do the hammer launch right, but we're just playing it safe at this point. You have the Flood helping you. Do remember that they are allies at this point. and we're basically just playing it safe. Just killing stuff as we go. Luckily that brute decided that he was going to get on the turret and make himself an easy target. And we're going to swap our BR for a full fuel rod, I think. Make sure we grab all the ammo. There should be a bunch of ammo just lying around. So just grab it all, reload, do all that stuff. It's not full, but we have a good number of shots with it. Now then, do a Hail Mary, huge long arm shot with your grenades here. Hopefully get a brute because it's cool. And then cloak at that point as you're jumping over here and don't get in the way of all these brutes. And we're hopefully going to jump over all of these guys, ignore all of them. We're going to backsmack this brute captain and maybe swap for his hammer. Backsmack that, we get a flare I think, which I just toss. It didn't really help, I don't think flares do anything to the AI. If you can, swap your old hammer for his new one, because it might have more ammo, and the more ammo you have, the better, obviously. And by killing that guy, we unlock the button that will activate this bridge at the end. And technically you don't need to do that, you can hammer jump over the top of that section, and then jump over this bridge with a crouch jump, but it's easier I think to just take out that captain by backsmacking him while you're cloaked. And this final section is very easy because we have power weapons. We have quite a good number, we've got like what, 16 fuel rods? So we can just blast any shielded elite flood that are in the way. Flood now are enemies, make sure that you're aware of that fact too. And just blast anything that's in your way. Anything at all. Do be careful of exploding flood there, and guys with fuel rods and shotguns. And again, you can do another hammer jump here, which I sort of tried to do, and then went, you know what, this is stupid, I'm just wasting hammer ammo. So yeah, don't do that. If you know how to do them. Otherwise, just don't, because it would have saved me a few seconds here. Sentinels are helping us, so be aware of that fact as well. And just blast anything that's in the way. I also picked up some more fuel rod ammo at some point here too. Another bunch of stuff in the way. We're actually going to avoid all this stuff by doing a hammer crouch jump over the top here. And don't forget where you are. I got stuck underneath that little beam there, so whatever. And Cortana's going to interrupt us a little. Make sure that we swap our fuel rod for a new weapon. We want a spiker or a needler or like basically anything here. And this is the only time you're going to see me using a spiker in this run, because we'll be able to take the spiker into the next level and the hammer into the next level, which is extremely important, but we won't be able to if we have a fuel rod. It'll swap both of our weapons for like a shotgun and something else, who knows what. But yeah, that's all the dangerous stuff done, and we can hop down this hole to end the Covenant. One of the harder missions to run in my opinion, because there's so much combat. Very tough stuff. Like I said, it took me in my original run 30 minutes dead to get this right, and what you're seeing is that cut down with all my deaths and stuff messed up to 17 minutes 45. The original Devastated achievement for me popped with all these runs. I was at 2 hours and 25 minutes. That's with both this and the previous mission taking over 30 minutes each. So there's a lot of leeway if you're doing well in the rest of the missions. If you're curious on the sum of the best edit, then the total time is 1 hour and 41 minutes and 49 seconds, give or take a few. So yeah, bit of a difference when you're cutting out all your deaths, right? Anyway, if you got this far, very well done. We've only got 2 more missions left, Cortana, which isn't very hard at all, and Halo, which again, isn't very hard at all either. But there you go, there's the Covenant, done. Join me next time for Cortana.